Everything's coming up roses on this pre-Valentine's Day edition of high school girls hockey. For the 6th straight year, Centennial-Spring Lake Park and Maple Grove battle it out for the right to go to state. And you'll see it live on North Metro TV and NSPN. Here's a look at the bracket. The Cougars rolling through the deep, and the Crimson also playing well. Get ready for some fireworks tonight. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Beaton. He's JP Doherty. JP, you and I have covered our share of section finals, but to meet for 6 years in a row, I think that makes this matchup a little extra special.
Definitely. Should see some great action here on the ice tonight. These two teams meeting for the 6th year in a row in the section final. Can't get much better than that. Only one ticket to state for the winner tonight.
Centennial-Spring Lake Park hopes to go back-to-back for the first time since this rivalry began. And if they're going to do it, they have a world-class athlete. In fact, he's a world junior gold medalist, Elena Ganetz.
As you can see on your screen here, Elena Ganetz, 2 goals in the section semifinals against Roseville Matamidi. Also a world junior gold medalist with Team USA, 5 goals in 6 games in that tournament, as she just shows so shifty and gets into great position to try and bang home pucks. As on the other side for Maple Grove, you got Kate Fisher, as she had also 2 goals in the semifinal as well, first putting away that rebound and then on the breakaway. So they're going to be key tonight, Ganetz and Fisher, for the team's respective successes in this one.
Of course, if you want to make it to the state tournament, you got to have depth. Here are 2 candidates who could come up big tonight. Hadley
Baker from Maple Grove, you see on your left. Speedster on the left wing will play on that top line. Grace Lager on the other side for Centennial-Spring Lake Park, 15 goals and 34 assists on the year. Baker will be added to Merrimack College to play some hockey, while Lager is added to Boston College.
It's another chapter of a mid-February ritual. Will Centennial-Spring Lake Park go back-to-back? Will Maple Grove win again in an even-numbered year? Find out next on North Metro TV and NSPN.
An apple core, or potato peels, that leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew!
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
And as you can see, we just started. Centennial-Spring Lake Park, they've got the puck. JP, we're already seeing lots of speed. There's Ganetz, and she gets the puck knocked away. The stick check by Hadley Baker.
Going to be interesting to see who comes out firing with that first line.
They both are coming out firing. I had a chance to speak with Sean Moline of Centennial-Spring Lake Park before the game. He said, the kids come ready, nerves will happen when you play in a section final, but it's a deep forward group, 17 returning players from last year's team that reached the state tournament as a 1 seed. Of course, they were shockingly upset. There's Bella Prosser, the starting goalie from Maple Grove. .929 save percentage on the year. And we'll highlight Centennial-Spring Lake Park's goalie when we get another stoppage, as the Crimson win the faceoff. These two go way back. 2021 is when they met for the first time. The shot from deep by Such was deflected. And retrieving it is the Crimson. They'll get the clearance. And that's Kyle Weiland, who is the goalie for Centennial.
17-3-1 on the year, 1.64 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. She'll play at Mercyhurst in college.
So both our goalies averaging about the same when it comes to save percentage. As the Cougars making another play, Crimson get in there. It gets behind the red line. Maple Grove was in front, of course, no icing. Here come the Cougars, barreling down ice. That was Maddie Walter who had to look for a moment. Now Centennial-Spring Lake Park bats it around. These two met in the regular season. Centennial-Spring Lake Park won 3-1.
Goals by Katie Ball, Elena Ganetz, and Grace Lager in that one for Centennial St. Louis Park. Kate Fisher had the lone tally for Maple Grove.
Chameline felt this team really came together, but here comes Maple Grove. Shot goes wide left. Our first scoring opportunity of any kind, and now we get a freeze from Weiland.
Abby Benson with that initial shot as she fired wide. Puck banked off the boards. As we've got the Weiland stats here. 17-3 on the year, 931 save percentage, 2 shutouts already committed, though just a junior.
Maple Grove winning the faceoff. Shot from deep, deflected. Oh! One of the Centennial-Spring Lake Park players deflected it right into Weiland. That was Buchicone. That nearly turned into an own goal. Here's Ganetz again. One of 3 Minnesotans who won gold in the IIHF U18 World Championships. Another one qualified to the state tournament last night over at Hill Murray, who beat Woodbury in 4-2A. Hill Murray, the defending champs.
Of course, Emily Pohl on that team for Hill Murray, for those of you that don't know. Daughter of the Gopher great Johnny Pohl. And Kristen Pohl, Olympic gold medalist too.
I was going to say, which Gopher great?
Yeah, right, which Gopher great, exactly.
They both were. Good defense by Centennial-Spring Lake Park, warding off the attacking chance from Baker. Maple Grove now retreats. Cross ice pass, bounces off the wall, picked up by the Crimson. That's Tomlinson. Into the wall. 13:26 left in the first period. Puck straddling behind the net. Weiland trying to make a reach for it. What's going on? There's a lot of poking and scratching down there.
Yeah, and refs certainly letting them play early on in this one, as a very late whistle after I would have said the puck would have been hidden. But I think that this game, first 4 minutes or so, has gone in the way Maple Grove would have liked to. As they want more of a defensive game. They only average 2.37 goals a game on the year compared to Centennial-Spring Lake Park at 5.89. So they want to keep this low scoring.
And if you're curious about the keys for Centennial-Spring Lake Park, they want to play fast, aggressive, pressure the goalie. But like you said, JP, it's Maple Grove doing most of the pressure right now. Cougars looking to change that. On the run, we get a freeze by Prosser. And another point of context, JP, the top point producers for Maple Grove, Baker and Fisher, as we look at this replay, 31 points entering tonight. There are 6 players for Centennial-Spring Lake Park who have more than that, including Ganetz, who missed about 5 games because she had to go play in the World Juniors.
And then their points leader on the year, since Ganetz missed that time, is Mia Such, the sophomore who had that opportunity just now.
That forward depth is something Maple Grove will have to contend with, and something a lot of teams have had to contend with.
You see just the quick shovel on the net, easy save there for Prosser, but again, there's that pressure, crashing the net, always trying to force more opportunities.
JP, sometimes, well, we nearly had a look off a backdoor play, but I feel sometimes in this sport it takes a few minutes for teams to get adjusted. Even though these two know each other well, it's one thing to watch film of your previous meetings, it's another to go at it with the section final on the line.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always going to be nerves. You're 1 game away from the state tournament. It's what every boy and girl in this state dreams of, that plays hockey, and you know, you're 51 minutes away. It's going to take a little while to settle in here.
I've noticed we've also seen those top lines get a lot of playing time early. Is that unusual, or is that typical at this time of the year?
I mean, you know, late in the year, you're going to roll the top 2 lines, as here comes the Crimson.
Didn't mean to jump on you, but we had a turnover on the defensive side. You know that can spell trouble, but Centennial-Spring Lake Park gets a reprieve.
Ada Gettle with the shot there that was blocked, but as we go back, here's Ganetz coming the other way.
Ganetz shot, pad save, Prosser. And I don't think you have to tell Ganetz to go for it.
No.
If she has a look, she will attack. State tournament, of course, will be next week. Class A will go first. Class 2A will go second on Wednesday and Thursday. All those quarterfinals can be seen on NSPN. Semis and championships on 45 TV. Centennial-Spring Lake Park hopes to get that treatment once again. As they are now putting more pressure, we have a whistle.
First penalty of the game.
Yes. And it will go to Kate Fisher of Maple Grove. The Crimson with a 90% penalty kill, but against one of the highest scoring teams in the state, that penalty kill is going to be put to the test, to put it lightly.
Absolutely, and you're going to need to be on your game. I mean, Maple Grove, they only give up 1.81 goals a game on the year, so 90% penalty kill. Glad to see how they contend against this great power play.
Right now, the puck stuck behind the net. This is great for Maple Grove, and they get the clearance. As you know by now, no shorthanded calls or no icing calls if you're shorthanded. I got ahead of myself. Deep pass. Bucciacone stays on side, but nowhere to go. Tripping was the call on Fisher. Such had a look, had a glimpse. Maple Grove warding them off. Gannett's now making a play. Back pedals. Is she going to take it in herself? She tries to, and then stumbles. We play on. Centennial-Spring Lake Park plays on to a power play goal. Bucciacone, her 9th of the year.
You can just see, crash the net always. More opportunities will come for you, and Bucciacone on the second, third effort, as you see on the replay, finally gets one home. As there's Such trying to bang it home, Bucciacone finally gets the puck, stick to the puck, and squirts across the line and gets by Prosser. We got a 1-0 lead for Centennial.
6:44 the time of the goal, and JP, I think it's worth noting, this Cougar fans were wanting a penalty, but no whistle, no signal, so they kept playing on, and Centennial-Spring Lake Park pressured and attacked that net just like they wanted.
Absolutely, and you always play until the whistle.
Centennial-Spring Lake Park goal.
You still get that
scored
goal.
by number 5, Annabelle Bucciacone. First assist to number 18, Elena Gannett. Second assist to number 9, Mia Such.
As you can tell, we have a line to our P announcer, so that's going to add a little extra flavor to this section final on North Metro TV. Well, JP, I said depth was going to come into play. I didn't think it would come from one of the defensewomen, but you'll take a goal no matter where it comes.
Absolutely, as Bucciacone gets the tally. Assist by, some of the usual suspects, Gannett's and such, but you're always going to be happy when you can get somebody's 9th goal of the year in a section championship game.
And now that puts the pressure on Maple Grove, who wanted to keep this a more defensive affair, as we'll have icing. Cougars couldn't catch up in time. Go ahead.
That's what I feared here for Maple Grove, giving up an early goal here just 6 minutes in. I felt like they were going to have to try and win this one 1-0, maybe 2-1, and it's gonna be tough for them to respond. They're not the greatest offensively gifted team. Yes, they have some studs, Baker and Fisher among them, but not too many goals compared to this Centennial St. Louis Park offense.
The most goals they have scored in a season was 6, and that came in the section quarters. Gannett's again leading the attack, ducking and dodging defenders. No one there to pick up the cross-ice pass. Maple Grove will clear it, and it's going back for icing. We go back to the Crimson zone.
It'll be interesting to see here in the next couple of minutes if Maple Grove can really weather the storm, because there's going to be more of that Gannett's and such line that's going to be out there. As you run your top girls at this time of the year. As we have Jim Coltis, the Crimson head coach, on your screens. Back underway.
Along the left side. Well, that's a lovely shot. Yes, folks, at North Metro TV, you get a front row seat to all the action, a bird's eye view. That shot from deep bounces behind the net, round it goes, back to the left corner, where the Crimson will retrieve. How do they respond after giving up that first period score? Here's Baker. Takes a deep look, warded off by Weiland. The Mercyhurst commits. And now we get a clearance the other way.
Ice and waved off, unsure why, but.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone in pursuit. I understand that can be a judgment call sometimes, how close a player is to retrieving it.
Yeah, there's nobody within earshot of it. As they'll call that one an icing, yes.
My only thought was perhaps it was deflected.
Yeah, I didn't see a touch on it, but maybe my eyes are failing.
Admittedly, it's tough to see everything when you have young men and women who can slap the puck at high rates of speed. I know if you put me out there, I would probably be one of those players that would duck out of the way as if a Fulton Reed slap shot were coming. For those of you who get the reference. 7.5 to go in the first. After Maple Grove got some early looks, Centennial taking another shot from deep. That was Mel Ref. But the Cougars controlling possession, getting a lot of attack zone time. Here they come again on the line change, swarming. And Gannett's leading another possession. Again, this is all part of their mantra, playing fast, aggressive. Gannett's with an aggressive swipe at the net. Saved by Prosser, but JP, after those first few minutes, Centennial-Spring Lake Park has settled into that high-octane rhythm of theirs.
Yes, sir. They've gotten into a groove here in the last couple of minutes. You see Lager and Gannett's here with the little 1-2. That's good stick work in tight areas. That comes from a lot of time playing with one another.
You could say the Cougars definitely working 9 to 5. Once again, action along that near left corner. Lots of players ducking under there. Puck squirts out. Bucciacone retrieves it behind the blue line, so the Cougars have to backpedal.
Got a penalty coming.
And another power play awaiting the Cougars.
Saw that deadly power play from Centennial, 24.6%. They are already 1 for 1 in this one, as Fisher will again head to the box, this time for interference. So Fisher penalized for interference at 10:22 of period number 1.
Cougars win the faceoff. Shot, no glove save. It went wide left, but puck's still live. Ulan making the play. Cougars line up again. Ulan at center. Passes to her right.
To Maple Grove's number 25, Kate Fisher. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 10:22.
Hey, that's what you said, JP. Front line back out there. Here's Gannett's after the Maple Grove clearance. Lager goes up to center where Katie Ball awaits. Lager again, puck deflected. Gannett's retrieves. Such trying to get up to it. Ball stays in front of the blue line. Lager over to the left side. Such again, back to Gannett's. Now to Such. Pass gets away from Such and picked up by Lager. 50 seconds left in the power play. Slap shot. Bucks dances around over to Lager again. Now they try the centering pass. Maple Grove sends it away.
Good D. Centennial working some great cycle game. They get it to Bucciacone in the slot, but unable to get a shot off. Bucciacone out there, the goal scorer on that top power play line with Such and Gannett's.
And another clearance for the Crimson. Gannett's can't find a lane. Tried to center it. Maple Grove gets in front. 12 seconds left in the power play. Gannett's once again. I can see why she's a World Junior Gold Medalist, why she's a highly touted prospect when you look at her lateral movement. But Maple Grove will kill off this power play. Two big clearances, JP, in the final minute of that sequence.
Absolutely, got to get your momentum up. Down 1-0. Penalty kill will give you some good confidence trying to tie this game back up at 1. As Fisher trying to body your way through.
And now she'll draw a penalty. So Maple Grove will get their first power play chance.
Good hard work from Kate Fisher. That is just hard work at its best. Trying to bulldoze her way through 2 defenders, drew the penalty, and now Maple Grove will go on the power play. Tripping call for the first time tonight.
Mel ref. Well, JP, usually we talk about someone coming out of the penalty box with fresh legs in a goal-scoring situation. Not as much when it comes to drawing penalties, but Fisher, right place, right time, I suppose.
Absolutely, as ref will enter the box for tripping at 12:47. First power play for Maple Grove. They have a 23% power play on the year.
Shot save and a freeze by Weiland. As Maisie Tomlinson took a peek from deep along that left side.
Tomlinson, a St. Thomas commit, has 6 goals and 19 assists on the year. As you see her shot on the replay. Good save there by Weiland, and she'll cover.
For tripping. Time of penalty 12-17.
5 Division I commits on the Maple Grove roster. Fisher cross-ice pass. It's been a while since Maple Grove has had a chance to sit up in the attacking side. One-timer, and just wide right. Maple Grove retrieves. That's Elfstrand from deep, save Weiland.
You can see they got it out to Hadley Baker in the slot. Just couldn't get enough good wood on it. But good cycling there from Maple Grove. Gets another shot for Elfstrand, but Weiland saw that one all the way and was able to make the save.
That's the chess match embedded within these hockey games, JP. You're trying to, well, clear it if you're Centennial, but you're trying to get a shot that the goalies can't see.
Absolutely, always important to get bodies in front of the net, especially on the power play when you have less players on the ice than the opposing team.
Weineke, I think Bucciacone got the stick check. That clearance for Centennial nearly hit the rafters. We don't have a high clearance. Such gets in front. Breakaway chance if she can catch up to it. Save, Prosser!
Great work there from Mia Such, forcing the turnover 1-on-1. Gets the breakaway, kind of lost control of it, but was able to track it down. Prosser with the big kick saved. Keep us at 1-0.
Maple Grove, last thing they want is to go down 2 goals. By the end of the first period, the Cougars, one of the top-ranked teams this season. Holy Family, Hill Murray, a lot of contenders who could win in 2A. Heading into the tournament next week. Another save for Weiland.
Kate Fisher getting another shot there. But here comes the Such breakaway, just straight up the strip, 1-on-1, and then goes in on Prosser, but Prosser sticks out the right pad. Was able to make the save.
Prosser really put some leg work into that one.
Yeah, just couldn't get the lift on it, Such, to get it over the pad. It's tough to do when you're traveling that fast, though.
15 seconds left in the power play, the first for the Crimson. Now the puck jammed up along the left corner from our vantage point. Centennial looking for another jump. That's Lager knocking it around. Shot, save, Weiland. The deflection went right to the Crimson player. I believe, yes, that was Abby Benson. Sometimes tough to make out the numbers when they're scrunched up like that, but
it was a shot from the senior Benson straight into the midriff there of Kyle Weiland, who's not really had too many tough saves to make so far in this game, unlike Bella Prosser, but she's held up to the occasion.
We're back at full strength. Long pass picked up by the Cougars. Perot trying to keep it in front. Puck squirts out Bucciacone. Okay, icing, or offside was called. Didn't hear the whistle initially.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whistle either, to be honest with you, but I knew that it was offside as soon as it stopped playing.
Yes, I did too. Well, we've got a pretty full crowd tonight, so it might be hard to hear some of those whistles.
Yeah, I would say we're about 90% full in here tonight. Great crowd on hand here in Roseville.
These attendance figures are growing in the sport as the Cougars hope to grow another game. And they do! The shot from a harsh angle along the left side goes top shelf where they keep the Thin Mints. It's Perot who makes it 2-0.
Ella Perot, the senior, with just a straight snipe here from a tough angle. This is talent at its best. You see on the replay, Perot from basically the goal line just roofs that right underneath the bar. Nothing Bella Prosser could do about it. And it's a 2-0 lead for Centennial St. Louis Park, and just what we feared for Maple Grove in a defensive type of game that they wanted. They did not want to go down 2-0 early on in this one.
Perot will play at Wisconsin River Falls next year, and another one of those unsung
Scoring
heroes.
for Centennial-Spring Lake Park, number 13, Ella Perot, unassisted. Time of the goal, 15:32.
That's the 4th goal of the year for Perot. And the Cougars, they want more. Under a minute to go in the first. No icing. And the Cougars, I was going to say, if they're not careful, yes. But an errant pass, and now Maple Grove has to retrieve. Well, JP, we were talking about players to watch outside of the top names. I guess we didn't have Bucciacone and Perot on our scouting report, but that speaks to the depth of the Centennial-Spring Lake Park squad.
Absolutely. When you can get 2 players with their 9th and 4th goal of the year in a section championship game, when you have 6 players in double digits, that's when you know you got a deep team.
Moline highlighting the forwards, but everyone chipping in. Bucciacone and now Perot. 5 seconds left. It looks like the puck will get held up along the wall, and that will be the last meaningful action of the first. A bountiful first for the Cougars of Centennial-Spring Lake Park. They are 34 minutes away from a return trip to state. They lead 2-0.
Sit and chat and drink coffee, then maybe we could see if we could be. You and me. Let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. And now cut me some slack. Oh, 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 oh.
Centennial-Spring Lake Park leading 2-0 as the second period is about to start. Mike Beaton and JP Doherty with you. The first period all about Centennial's aggressive play at the net and a couple of unexpected figures.
Absolutely. First goal being scored by Bucciccone, and then the second by Perot. Not who we would expect to come in. Almost a third goal scored by Mia Such here, but you can see the great breakaway save by Bella Prosser. But Centennial, they played this first period just the way they would have wanted to. As you can see, the snipe from Perot. It wasn't necessarily through, free-flowing offense that, it wasn't transition game. It was just good hard work down low in the corners and at the net, getting more opportunities, and that's why they've got a 2-0 lead heading into the second period.
Centennial-Spring Lake Park, if you're wondering how they responded to last year's disappointing result in the quarterfinals, they had one of the toughest schedules in the state. They played Holy Family Catholic 3 times, won the final meeting 3-2, took on Hill Murray. NSPN had that game. They were leading the Pioneers until late when Hill Murray had that amazing comeback. They played well against Edina. They tied with Minnetonka. So this Centennial-Spring Lake Park team, they knew they could go places, and they did not shy away from a challenge.
To get back underway, they were the number 2 seed at state last year, would probably be the number 2 seed if they were to win here tonight.
Of course, Centennial-Spring Lake Park off the face-off, getting a first shot. Prosser with the save. As we saw a year ago, JP, sometimes you get to state, throw those seeds out the window.
Absolutely. Centennial-Spring Lake Park having lost to Rosemount in the state quarterfinals last year.
We'll find out what happens this year, but a lot of the usual suspects from a year ago expected to be on that short list. Centennial-Spring Lake Park hopes to be one of them. As we get a shot from deep, more of a line change parting shot, but still.
That was more of a dump in that just happened to go on net.
Cougars have that second line out there. They only go 2 deep in the defensive pairings.
They've been rolling those first 2 lines pretty hard. I mean, that first line especially. I don't know how fresh they're going to be by the end of this one if they keep rolling them.
There's a shot from deep. Save Prosser. She'll freeze it. That was Mel Reff. I think it says something about the stamina and endurance, though, JP. Centennial, they only have that 2 lines on defense, and that top line has played a lot, as you noted, but they don't seem to look winded at all.
Yeah, we're still early in the second period as they do bring the third line out right now as turnover.
That's Ada Gettle trying to lead the charge with the Crimson.
Russia trying to make something happen. As Maple Grove, they just look like they need a little bit of a spark here, opening up this second period. A lot of their shots in that first period just into the midriff of Kyle Weiland, and a lot of easy saves. They just need to get something to get them energized in this one, get out of this deficit.
And the most sustained sequence where they were in the offensive zone came in that power play. Centennial-Spring Lake Park winning the possession time outside of that. As the Crimson have to backpedal. Behind the net they go. There is Fiona Gallagher out of that second line.
Gettle, MSU Mankato for them. As Gettle brings it into his own.
One of 5 D1 commits on that Maple Grove roster. Centennial, not as many, but several of them are too young to commit yet. Here come the Crimson. That's Kate Black. Maple Grove tapping a little deeper into that line of theirs. As we get some volleys back and forth, Ganetz picks it up, shot, save, Prosser. We'll have another freeze. 13:55 left in the second.
You see Ganetz there just going 1-on-4, generates an opportunity for your team. As you just have those players that are, you can tell are on a different level. And Ganetz just, again, with the 1-on-1 takeaway on the turnover, gets a nice shot for a team. I mean, it was never really destined to be a goal, but always positive momentum for Centennial-Spring Lake Park.
I mentioned this a lot in soccer. It applies to hockey too. If you see a shot, go for it. You never know what will happen. as Maple Grove on the attack. Stick save by Weiland. Now Maple Grove looks to set up. Shot deflected. Now Tomlinson has to retrieve.
Tomlinson and Elstrand playing together on a deep pair at the moment.
Tomlinson finds Baker, and Weiland on top of it.
Another easy save there for Weiland, straight into the chest, but Hadley Baker, she's a speedster. You can tell here she gets the puck on her stick, fires from the top of the circle, and another pretty easy save for Weiland. I think she's gotten into a good rhythm, has a good feel of this game, and she's been on cruise control so far in the first period in 4 minutes.
Maple Grove looking to get on the board. Wagner goes across, shot goes behind the net. Now a scrum ensues. It's Such. Cougars with that second line right now. Ref trying to flip it forward. Behind the net it goes again. Kelsenberg passes back out. That deflected off of Wagner as ref tried to spot her up. That one wide left, but not by much. Another one ricocheting off the boards. Ref just taps it. Cougars trying to poke it around. Maple Grove looking to flip that field position. Here's Baker again. Dumps it behind. Crimson will change up their line.
You can see the relentless offensive zone pressure from Centennial St. Louis Park. Getting pucks in deep, down low, below the goal line. Spring Lake Park, excuse me. I think I've done that twice now. But Centennial-Spring Lake Park, how they've been able to generate opportunities just through good, straight effort.
It aligns with their goal of playing fast and aggressive. Now the Crimson trying to do the same. The ricochet. We have a stoppage. The ricochet nearly spelled disaster.
As Abby Benson firing the shot, I believe. We'll have to see on the replay. But deflects off the boards. Here's Benson. As she fires the shot, it was saved with the blocker there by Weiland. Banks off the glass and then almost sneaks in.
Not too long ago, there was a goal scored in the NHL. I think it was Detroit off a wacky bounce.
Yeah, lively glass here at the Roseville Ice Arena is offsides. I was going to say the XL Energy Center, but Grand Casino Arena famous for having very lively boards. Those of you that have played there or watched the game there.
And as Sean McDonough once said, calling a playoff game for ESPN, all it takes is one weird bounce, and that can change the trajectory of a game. Gannett gets taken down. We play on.
There's definitely offsides coming into the zone there, but no whistle.
Shot, save, Prosser.
Continued zone time for Centennial-SLP. And it must just be so frustrating to play against for Maple Grove. You're having trouble clearing the puck out of your own zone. They just seem like a swarm. They're all over you.
And Gannett, what I found fascinating, 4 hat tricks on the season, missed 5 games, still leads the team in goals. I don't know how high her total would have been if she hadn't required that overseas trip to win a gold medal, but Chameline jokingly noted, as Centennial-Spring Lake Park wins the scrum, then that pass gets away. Jokingly noted, it's a good problem. And the Cougars getting after it. Now the puck just makes a dead stop almost. Cougars will dump it. Kelsenberg Now looks to apply some pressure while the rest of her group changes up. Another tap by Renslow. Now the Crimson will dump it for a line change.
Centennial there to catch him out in transition, but just to get the pass onto a stick.
One of those golden moments in the sport of hockey, getting the jump during a line change. And now both sides going back and forth. No penalties yet in the second. Fairly quick moving one. We've had some extended stretches of playing time, JP, without a whistle.
Always good when you can get a game moving like that. Not a whole lot of whistles. Up and down the ice. Best way to play.
Up and down the ice, but I imagine a little more taxing as Centennial-Spring Lake Park with a little fancy stick handling. Puck still live. That was Bucciacone who scored our first goal on the power play. Hewlin gets in front of it. Fires from deep and rips it in. It's 3-0 Cougars.
We talked about this earlier, getting traffic in front of the net. That was deflected by Bucciacone. She's the one celebrating. I knew that got deflected on the way through. I just couldn't tell if it was a Maple Grove stick or a Centennial stick, as Bucciacone has her second goal of the game. You can see the shot here from the right point from Hewlin, and that's a wicked deflection from Bucciacone. Absolutely nothing as a goaltender Bella Prosser can do about this. You have no chance, as Bucciacone with the deflection out front, you can't get to that in time. Easy 3-0 lead here for Centennial-Spring Lake Park.
So Perot will get the assist, I suspect, off that deflection. And Bucciacone, that deflection, it almost looked unintentional.
Centennial-Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely just trying to get in front of the net,
Number
but
5, Annabelle
getting the
Bucciacone.
deflection is just kind of a reward there for your hard work.
Number 13, Bella Perot. Time of the goal, 7:51.
Of course, the players aren't going to complain about who gets credit for it, but I didn't even catch that deflection until the replay. That's how subtle it looked in real time. Cougars want to add more. Pad save by Prosser. This is exactly the kind of game Centennial-Spring Lake Park was looking for. Gannett shot high just over the crossbar, and it will sail all the way back to the Centennial zone.
Yes, there's plenty of talent on both these teams, but you can just see that sharpness is there with Centennial-Spring Lake Park right now. Just Maple Grove looking a little sloppy in the second period. Puck's not finding sticks in terms of passes, and you're not tape to tape, and it just allows Centennial to be so effective in the offensive zone. They keep up the pressure with the forecheck, and it just makes for a horrible experience if you're Maple Grove trying to play against this.
Cougars with the puck again after the faceoff. Such trying to go down ice. Maple Grove putting up the proverbial stop sign, and Prosser will put up the stop sign. Well, JP, I don't know how much time you spent researching this game, but I suspect you didn't have Bucciacone with 2 goals among your list of outcomes on that bingo card.
No, she's been playing forward tonight, by the way, and she was listed as a defenseman, our defender on the lineup card and has played defense this year. But she's up there playing with the forwards and doing some work.
Most of you know me for basketball, and you probably have heard the term positionless basketball. I guess it's carrying over to hockey now. .7:22 left in the second, 3-0 to score. If you're curious, Bucciacone notching her 3rd multi-goal game this season, the first coming against Osseo Park Center. That was a 10-0 victory in the regular season, and then 2 more in the 10-1 quarterfinal win.
Big section tournament for Bucciacone, and then 4 goals. Not something you would have expected coming in, but taking advantage of her opportunity.
Well, if you and I are lucky enough to cover the quarters next week, JP, we might have to redraft our scouting report for the Cougars.
Yeah.
All that hype of Gannett's, and here's Bucciacone.
Absolutely, but if you're Coach Sean Mullen, you got to be loving it. Goals from Bucciacone, 2, and Perot. Just get as many girls as confident as possible heading into the state tournament. You're loving where you're at right now.
Cougars not lacking in depth, so it's not as if they needed someone else to step up, but another X factor amidst a C or a pack or a pride. Well, they're Cougars. Would that be a pride? Crimson, they need to get on the board. And Hadley Baker, she's had a few looks, but as JP noted earlier, a lot of those shots on goal have been easy saves for Weiland. That's not a fault on Baker. It's a testament to the defense of the Cougars, allowing their goalie to operate untethered.
And now you're in real trouble if you're Maple Grove down 3. They wanted to keep this a very low scoring game. They averaged 2.37 goals a game on the year. So even if they reach their average in this one, you're still losing. And to have such a defensive basis for your team the entire year and to go down 3-0, it's not where this team is used to being. And I saw them against Hill Murray, and things sort of came apart in the third period for Maple Grove against Hill Murray when they got 2-3-0 down. Ended up being a 6-0 Hill Murray win. So I'm hoping things don't go the same way in this one, but wouldn't be surprised if they did.
That is the divergence between our two contenders in the section final. Maple Grove having a little more trouble against the top-ranked foes in Class 2A. Edina was another team that gave them trouble, same with Minnetonka. .5:25 to go in the second. As we noted, Sean Moline felt this Cougars team really hit their stride as we get a check along the boards. A pseudo check. Remember, checking not allowed in girls hockey, but
they hit.
Right, they still hit each other, but not at the same level. Here's Ganetz. Tried that off-speed pass to Wagner as they change up the line. Another stumble by Kramer. The Cougars still have it. As I was saying, Moline felt this team really turned that corner at the Walser tournament, as we'll have icing with 4:48 left. And from that point, while it hasn't been completely spotless, from that Walser tournament through the end of the regular season, the only loss they took was against Hill Murray to end the regular season. And the only other team they lost to was Holy Family, a team they beat in their third regular season meeting. This is a Cougars team that certainly has a legitimate chance at hoisting a state tournament trophy.
Yeah, well, if they do hold on to this win tonight, well, it'll be interesting to see what seed they do get in the state tournament. I mean, the first 3 seeds, you can really almost argue are a toss-up between Hill Murray, this Centennial team, and Holy Family. But, you know, downstream from that, it's, again, pretty much a toss-up between those remaining 5 teams as well. But those top 3, Hill Murray, Holy Family, and Centennial, have really separated themselves as the absolute cream of the crop.
Maple Grove trying to pounce on a counter. Shot goes wide left.
Isla Smith, the freshman, with that shot that went wide.
Perot brings it up, dumps it behind the net. Centennial-Spring Lake Park still putting pressure on Maple Grove, but it has a more casual vibe to it. It's not that they're letting up, but they're not trying to force it either. It displays that sense of, yes, we're in control, so let's not do anything silly.
You don't want to have somebody like Baker spring loose, go on a breakaway. I mean, you're going to have to get inventive if you're the Maple Grove's coaching staff and Jim Coltis. And you're going to have to maybe send a flyer at the blue line as we get to see puck pinned up against the boards in the corner. Great camera shot there.
Some of those side angles produce some great views, although I would not want to be on the receiving end of that pileup. Here come the Crimson. Shot That's deflected, and back it goes to the Crimson zone. Icing is the call.
You see another potential shot there from Maple Grove, snuffed out by a Centennial defender. The shots that are getting through to Weiland are into the midriff, and then the ones that aren't are getting blocked. So whenever you're only going to get a finite amount of opportunities a game, and Maple Grove, you're getting less than Centennial's getting work right now. And just kind of, it makes you, gets your confidence a little bit when another shot just sort of goes into the shin pads.
As we noted coming in, 6 Cougars have more points than the top point earners for Maple Grove. One of several factors that highlight how brilliant this season has been for the Cougars. If they try to redeem themselves from that shocking quarterfinal loss to Rosemount a year ago. And the tough part when you get on the losing end of one of those upsets, as we get another look from deep, deflected right back out to ref of the Cougars. Under 2 minutes to go. The tough part, JP, being an athlete past or present, you have to wait an entire year to get that makeup chance. As we get a hard hit from the Crimson, one of the Centennial players, Wagner, slow to get up.
If we're going to have a checking penalty in girls hockey, you have to call it there. Otherwise, just let them hit. But let's not have a penalty. You just saw a hit there behind the net that caused the player to be injured. And I hate the inconsistency from these refs that won't call the checking penalty. If we're going to have it, call it. I don't think they should have it personally. I think they should let the girls hit.
Wagner was backed into by a Maple Grove player, and as you can gather from JP's commentary, no penalty was signaled. Wagner, here's a look.
See coming in just completely from behind, takes her out.
How is that not a penalty?
Should have been a roughing call in a boys game. It's ridiculous.
I'm with you, JP, after seeing that replay. How is that not a penalty? I saw a little bit of that shoulder extended. And Wagner, one of those players we talked about, one of those 6, 36 points. And injuries are never welcome, but especially at this stage, JP, if the Cougars do hang on and they're a period and change away from doing so, we'll have a few days to recuperate. But here's another look. I think it was Elfstrand who made the hit.
As you see Elfstrand coming in, 16, just straight up with the elbow. I mean, you could call that roughing, you could call that elbowing, or as we have in the girls' game, you can call that a checking penalty. Just, you hate to see somebody injured, and I don't get the non-penalty call.
That did not look inadvertent for me either. I know you sometimes have contact that happens randomly. It's a physical sport. Players are going after each other, but the Cougars, they've got the depth, so they have to shake this off and keep on trucking. We've seen that depth in action tonight.
And one more thing before we move on. I'm the biggest let them play guy there is, especially in a section final. I don't think the refs should be going ahead and deciding this game with their whistles. But that's one where you have to do what is right.
So just over a minute left in the second. We'll have to see if Wagner's able to return. And as I was saying before we cut to that replay, depending on the severity of it, that could impact your lines, your depth heading into the state tournament.
Yeah, and Wagner's still getting talked to over on the bench. She's an important part of that second line with Such and Kelsenberg. But just a freshman as well. So going to be one to watch out for in the future. And hopefully, I would think one to watch at the state tournament should they get there, and should she be healthy enough to play.
Sean Moline jokingly referred to Wagner as one of the many players who were too young to decide on a college. But we're seeing some of those youngsters. Remember the Poles sisters from a year ago? As we have 30 seconds to go. They had Hill Murray, that is an 8th grade goalie. Helped the Pioneers win it all. Here's a slap shot off the one-timer. And the Cougars recover. Not like they need any more motivation to win this section final, but I think they'll have a little extra juice to try to bring it home for Wagner if she can't return.
Absolutely. You always get a shot in the arm when somebody on your team goes down injured. It's just that little extra spark that you might need, as Centennial is going to take a 3-0 lead heading into the second intermission.
They are 17 minutes away from back-to-back section titles. That has never happened in school history. Find out if they can pull it off.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
You see the anticipation, the nerves, and the focus all rolled into one. The Cougars know they're 17 minutes away from a return trip to state. Mike Beaton and JP Doherty with you live on North Metro TV and NSPN. Bucciacone having a banner day, gets the deflection off the Yulin shot to make it 3-0, Bucciacone's 3rd multi-goal game of the season.
And you can just see Bucciacone getting herself in a good position, get in front of the net, screen that goaltender, and she gets the reward as she deflects that one home past Bella Prosser.
17 members of last year's Cougars team returned for another run. And JP, I don't know if you have direct experience, but when you feel like you come up short, like the Cougars did last year, they got the 2 seed, but found themselves on the wrong end of a surprising upset. What does that do for your psyche? Because I imagine the first thing you want to do as we have our face-off is get back out there, but you know it's a season-long campaign.
Yeah, and that just must have been so damaging for, you know, that maybe a month after. But then you get up and you realize, okay, I have another season to go here. We can make some memories here. We can make some things happen. We can get back there. We can get further than we did before. And they're just 17 minutes away from getting back to that state quarterfinal. And they got a decent chance here, I would think, to go further than that.
We've got a entanglement, a brief one, between Maddie Elfstrand and Katie Ball. Katie's stick got caught up in Elfstrand's jersey. Here come the Crimson. And to your point, JP, I guess in the case of Elena Ganetz, not only did she have another season to play, she had a national team to play for as well.
Absolutely, as Ganetz with an assist so far in this game. Always great when you can look forward to playing for your country as well as your high school team the next year. But must have been great for her to get that experience, get that call up, win a gold medal.
Maple Grove winning the face-off, shot deflected. Kelsenberg gets in front of it. Cougars lead the attack shot. Glove save, but the puck was free for a moment. Picking it up is Benson.
First real opportunity for the Cougars in transition since that breakaway from Such back in the first period.
Again for the Cougars, they just need to bring this one home and not commit any unusual, unforced errors that could put the Crimson back into contention. .15:30 left in the 3rd. Maple Grove got the early jump in terms of possession time. And as we said, these two met in the regular season. Cougars won that one 3-1.
Goals from Katie Ball, Elena Ganetz, and Grace Lager in that game for the Cougars, as Katie Fisher had the lone response for Maple Grove. So if Maple Grove able to score the next goal, things looking pretty similar to that regular season meeting.
They do say it can get tougher the more times you play somebody, as the Crimson looking for a transition score of their own. And Kate Fisher slides into the net.
It's called following your play hard. I guess
she may have just
a little too hard.
She may have just invented a new sport.
As you see on the replay here, yeah, just a straight slip. Was not intentional by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but I think if she wanted to play an ice version of bowling, that was good form. I think she knocked down a few pins
in the net. Yeah. I remember sometimes back when playing hockey, we used to, like as kids, do the old Superman dive, but that's a new one.
One of those whimsical moments that will be forever emblazoned in Maple Grove hockey history, because we have it for you on North Metro TV. Crimson, like you said, trying to get inventive, and they invent a scoring chance there. Harper Weineke gets the Crimson back in it.
Just what you need from Maple Grove. Early period goal, just under two and a half minutes in. Weineke with the snipe top left corner, but that was one Kyle Weiland could see the whole way, and I think she probably wants this one back. Looking at the replay, we'll have to see, but just a shot in, might have been obstructed there by the defender Bucciacone, but straight top left corner past the blocker and the stick there of Weiland, as she just didn't quite see that puck all that well, and scoots by her.
Weineke, you could say, put that puck between the proverbial uprights.
Yeah.
That's her 7th of the year. So all this talk about the big goal scorers as players to watch, and it's everyone but who is scoring. But you'll take goals any way they come at this stage.
Scoring for Maple Grove, number 23, Harper Weineke. Single assist to number 2, Hadley Baker. Time of the goal, 2:24.
Baker with her 12th assist of the year. Baker and Fisher, 32 points coming in.
As Maple Grove got some good zone time to begin this period. Look like they've come out fired up. You know, 17 minutes for your season right here. And they've got the early goal that I felt like they needed here. Get this to 2. Now it's within the realms of possibility here.
It's a point I've mentioned in lacrosse. You can get a quick score. That helps the math. And that's what that Weineke goal does for Maple Grove. It makes the math a lot less challenging. Crimson with numbers again. This is Fisher, but she's not going to have a center look at the net. Does get a shot off. Maple Grove still playing for it. Weiland gets the freeze.
Weiland looking a little shaky in this third period so far. Maybe a little bit of nerves here from being on the precipice of making the state tournament, but she lets the Weineke shot go by, and then this one was a bit nerve-wracking as the sharp angle shot comes in from Fisher. You can see on the replay, and then she doesn't quite handle this as well as she might have wanted to, and almost stuffed in at the near post.
Weiland the junior, so no stranger to this environment, but sometimes all you need is that first goal to wake up the proverbial senses, as Maple Grove, now they're the ones putting pressure on net.
Yeah, they're buzzing right now. Gotta love the response here from if you're Coach Coltis, from your girls coming out for the third period.
Everyone darting for the puck. The Cougars finally pick it up. This is Lager. She'll take it. Shot deflected and knocked away by Weineke. And Maple Grove still has work to do. A team that doesn't score at the same rate as Centennial-Spring Lake Park. And they need at least 2 more to keep their season alive. Black tried to dump it. Centennial making the read along that defensive line. There's Bucciacone playing defense for the first time seemingly in a long time with how well she has done today. A reminder, the winner of this game moves on to the state tournament. Grand Casino Arena is the name, but the venue remains the same. Icing is the call.
Now I think you just need some good shifts here if you're Centennial. Re-establish your momentum in this game, because all the momentum right now is currently on the other side of the ice with the Crimson. And another goal here would make this really hairy, especially if it comes out, you know, in the next couple of minutes. And now all of a sudden you got 9-10 minutes where you're hanging on for dear life if you're Centennial.
And let's recall that the Cougars, they were leading Hill Murray, I believe, by 2 goals late before the Pioneers rallied back. So the Cougars not infallible as the puck remains mired along the near side. Now the Cougars pick it up. Maple Grove gets in front of it. Cross-ice pass picked up by Euland. Crosser freezes it.
Just a little busted play that Centennial's able to make an opportunity out of. Sutch was battling there. Tried to fire a half pass, half shot, and they cycle the puck around, gets out to Euland, and good save there from Prosser.
Cougars winning the face-off. That's Renslow, third line out there for the Cougars. Perreault. Bucciacone catches up to it. Keeps it in front of the blue line. Now Perreault dives for it. Here comes Elfstrand. Stick save by Weiland.
That's one of the rare times we've seen one of the Maple Grove defenders get some space in transition, be able to skate into the Centennial zone.
The Crimson know they've got to score twice to keep their season alive. Or the Cougars will make it back-to-back section championships. This time, the takeaway by Ava Koshar. And she'll just dump it for a line change.
10:25 to go here. Clock definitely is Centennial's friend at this point in time, but still, you don't want to go into your shell. They always call a 2-goal lead the most dangerous lead in hockey. You still have over 10 minutes left in this game. You still want to play to win and not play not to lose.
Collision at center ice. We play on. Ganetz gets spun down, and we play on as well. The refs giving these two a lot of leeway tonight.
Yeah, I think she was slipping, falling towards the ice as she fired that shot. Would have been a little ticky-tack compared to what we've seen tonight if they were to call that one.
Back and forth we go. And one of the Maple Grove players, Gettle, nearly went over the boards. Elfstrand. Cross-ice pass, retrieved by Tomlinson, the St. Thomas commit. Or she'll get to play in that shiny new Anderson Arena next year. In 2 years, I should say. Next calendar year. Sutch. Leading the other way for Centennial. JP, you were talking about that quick goal earlier for Maple Grove. I feel like the Crimson, they'd want to get another one here in the next few minutes.
Absolutely. I think Centennial settled in a bit since the goals happened. Sort of reasserting their dominance in this game. Good push shot.
Sutch nearly reasserting Centennial's goal-scoring presence. Bucciacone has 2 to her name already. Kelsenberg Scrambling. Such again. Bucciacone, glove save Prosser.
Good pressure from that second forward line, centered by Such for Centennial. Got pucks in deep, getting some good zone time, and Bucciacone taps it off with the shot. And that's just, it grinds on you if you're Maple Grove. You're more focused on keeping the puck out of your own net than you are on scoring on the other net, which is not where you want to be here with 8:17 to go.
Perot wins the faceoff and then launches a laser and ricochets off the boards. Takeaway by Baker after Perot tried tapping it. That's what Maple Grove wants to see. Flipping the ice. But it doesn't last long. Renslow takes a hit. That's going to be a penalty. A big hit from Hadley Baker.
As Baker will head to the box. I mean, in a boys game, I think that's a clean as a whistle hit. I mean, it's about as clean as you can get, but we're playing girls hockey here, and yes, we do have a check penalty still in this game. Apparently, given what the info we had from last game, yes, it wasn't. There was more shoulder on than anything. I thought it was a straight up just, yeah, I got video evidence to prove me wrong. That's why I like doing radio sometimes. You just make things up.
Centennial wins the faceoff. It reminds me, if you go way back, I'll follow up in a moment.
Number 2, Hadley Baker, 2 minutes for checking. Time of the penalty, 9:20. Baker checking.
Centennial applying the pressure. JP, that remark, it brings me back to the days where Al Michaels did some radio early in his career, or former President Ronald Reagan, when he was a sportscaster, they would ad-lib situations because they were fed a telegram, I think it was,
yeah.
Each result, each play-by-play. But either way, however you think of that penalty, JP, it's the last thing Maple Grove wants, to be shorthanded when they need 2 goals.
Yeah, getting back to the actual action of this game, certainly not what you want going on the penalty kill, plus one of your best players in the box in Baker. Another goal here, I think, with 6:29 to go, pretty much ices it.
45 seconds in the power play. Now, the Cougars haven't been able to get much on goal in this sequence, but Bucciacone does a little deke, stumbles. Prosser not taking any chances.
Good forecheck from Bucciacone, just a one-woman wrecking crew down there. Gets the puck back. He's able to get an opportunity. Nice little forehand to backhand deep, but you're right down near the goal line, and Prosser's able to make the save.
Looks like we have a timeout called. Each team gets one. JP, I almost want to do a radio broadcast of this, or maybe redo the Open, because Bucciacone is leading the troop here for the Cougars.
Yeah, she's been everywhere tonight, honestly. You know, out in front of the net, playing some good, solid defense, and just being able to be where the puck is, capitalize on opportunities. And that deflection that she got earlier on in the game was a perfect example of it. Just got herself in a good position to be able to score, and, you know, was able to get the cherry on top in the deflection. But timeout taken here, 6:16 to go. And Centennial, you're going to be talking about, let's try and ice this here. We'll get a goal in the next 36 seconds. Get yourself out to a 3-goal lead, and then you're feeling really, really good about this game. Maple Grove, I think you're thinking for 36 seconds, we focus on defense. But then for the remaining 5 and a bit minutes, it is all about attacking that Centennial net. If you're not going to be able to do that, your season's going to end. And you're down by 2 here, needing 2 more goals. The math, as you said earlier in this game, is against you at this point.
not exactly a slouch when it comes to girls hockey. Last year, she participated in the USA Hockey U18 National Festival. So that could be a name we hear a lot more about in the coming years.
Still just a sophomore as well.
Lager shot wide right, yes. Well, and that is, I think, the key to sustained success. It's not just the seniors like Gannett's who do all the damage. You have younger pieces to that puzzle. 5:46 left in the third. Didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah, it's an offside call on Buchikone.
That's why you're here.
I help where I can.
If it wasn't for you, I would have looked like a total fool. That should kill off the power play, which is what Maple Grove wants to see. And now they're back at full strength. Centennial trying to wrap around. The pass back out to Perot gets a little too far out. Cougars have to retreat behind the blue line. Centennial-Spring Lake Park, 1 of 3 on the power play. Maple Grove just the 1, and they could not cash in. Trying to cash in on this chance. That was a heck of an effort by Kate Fisher. The save by Weiland, but Fisher diving for it, able to flip it. Points for trying.
Yeah, as she's going down to ground here, this is insane body control here by Kate Fisher. As she's going down to ground, is able to get enough wood on it to maybe test Kyle Weiland a little bit, but again, first shot Weiland's had to save in a while.
And let's not forget, for this Maple Grove team, JP, that front line, all of them are juniors, so they have 1 more year.
Baker, Weinecke, and Fisher, all juniors, and all, or excuse me, at least Baker and Fisher D1 commits. Weinecke as well, yes, all 3 of them.
And then Tomlinson and Elfstrand juniors. Gallagher, junior. There's a reasonable chance we could see these 2 again a year from now.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Here comes Kelsenberg. Trying to go cross eyes with it. Under 5 minutes to go. And maybe getting to the point as Maple Grove looking for that transition shot opportunity. The rebound trailing by Benson. Not quite on target. Such sprinting down ice. Just trying to eat it more clock. Shot from deep. And a clock stoppage with 4:28, but we may get to a point, JP, where Maple Grove considers pulling the goalie because they still need 2 scores.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I'm rather conservative on pulling the goalie. I'd go with about 2 to 2.5 minutes to go. Some of the more aggressive coaches in the NHL right now might be pulling the goalie the next time they get it in the offensive zone.
Either way will be imperative for Centennial-Spring Lake Park to keep it in the attack zone and not give Maple Grove that opportunity. Ulen up to Gannett's, who has 1 assist on the night. That pass back out. Gannett's sprinting. Just dumped it along the boards. Maple Grove looking to counter. Weiland will freeze it with 3:50 left. Prosser staying on the ice for now.
You just see how Centennial's so good defensively. They keep everything in front of them. Everything's either going, if it goes into the middle, it's a weak shot on Weiland. If it goes to the outside, Maple Grove aren't really getting too many opportunities. And now we got another timeout called, so looks like Maple Grove called the timeout, so Centennial-Spring Lake Park was actually the ones that used the timeout when they were on the power play. So now both teams have utilized their timeouts with 3:50 to go. And usually that means we're going to see, especially as an attacking zone faceoff for Maple Grove, we'll see 6 players on the ice and no goal. Would be my guess.
3:50 remaining. If you're watching this, whether it's North Metro TV or NSPN, we will have the award presentation for our section runner-up and section champion, and we'll try to get an interview with a player or two on the winning side. So stay with us wherever you're watching this from, because we will have the presentation of the silver and gold medals following the conclusion of this game. And don't forget, we'll have plenty more section coverage on North Metro TV, and NSPN is where you can find state tournament coverage for the quarterfinals and consolation rounds. 45 TV has the semis and championships.
Glad to see what Maple Grove elects to do here as we get back to action. Would not surprise me to see Prosser out of the net. That would have been, you know, the reason I would have called timeout if they were going to pull her. But she's skating back into the net for now. Okay. So, Coach Jim Colt is thinking differently than I am. He's the coach after all. But when do you pull her is the real question.
You did say you're more conservative yourself.
I am, but if you would have called the timeout, I would have pulled her.
We'll see what happens. Centennial-Spring Lake Park, they still hold the upper hand. They just don't want to give Maple Grove that opening. There's Ganetz. Lines up a laser. Prosser with the save. And at this stage, JP, if you get a goal, great. Even if you don't, that just means less time for Maple Grove to counter.
As here we have Ganetz with that ripper of a slap shot. Easy save for Prosser, but see the talent there from Ganetz. Certainly can get some muscle behind that puck.
What a season this could be for Ganetz. A trip to Nova Scotia, winning a gold medal for Team USA in the World Juniors U18 division. And then she could cap it off with a state tournament trip to Grand Casino Arena. Another freeze for Prosser, and a little extracurricular.
First real bit of that we've seen tonight, honestly.
Ganetz was in the middle of that pileup.
As you see Prosser with the cover, somebody's stick got thrown around in the melee. Ganetz then got a little shove, and things escalated from there. Now Ganetz will head over to the bench and have a quick chat with her coach. Doesn't look like she is too perturbed by the whole thing.
It was Tomlinson who made the push, and I don't think you have to worry about Ganetz losing her cool at this stage, not with all of her accolades. I'm sure she and all of the other women who have had this opportunity know you're going to take some contact. It gets heated when you're out there.
Oh, for sure. Whether it's boys, girls, hockey is a game where tempers can fly.
Off-speed shot, and then a takedown right in front of the net. Nothing called. 2:25 to go. Prosser still out of the net. Now the officials will stop play with 2:22 left.
As you're going to see here on the replay, Kate Black gets pushed as she's trying to crash the net for that rebound. There was contact there, but again, you're trying to get her out of the way of banging in a rebound. I don't know. Yes, she ends up on the ice. It's where you gotta make a tough judgment call as a referee on that one. And I'm a more let him play guy as I am, especially when it comes to later in the years, second tournaments. But I can understand the frustration from Maple Grove. You feel like, you know, calls have gone against you all night as well.
So the officials will have a discussion. One of them is over at the Maple Grove bench, where Jim Coltis is, as Black is being assessed by the trainer.
Colt is using that time to have a quick chat with your girls. I mean, you can't waste any time as a head coach here. You know, if somebody's down, give them a quick chat.
Face-off won by the Crimson. Baker looking for the centering pass. Centennial gets in front of it. Empty net now for the Crimson. And a penalty coming up. Big chance for the Crimson. They still need 2 goals, but they'll have a power play, and with the extra attacker, it will be 6-on-4.
Kate Fisher drawing the penalty there again as Perot will head to the box as Fisher, you can see getting taken down there. Hooking penalty. She'll enter the box. 6-on-4 for the Crimson. Now you have to score in about the next 30 seconds.
It's do or die time for the Crimson. They have exactly what they want, though, a power play and a 6-on-4 with the extra attacker out there. Empty net for the Crimson. Puck gets away and ricochets into the net. Centennial with the shorty to ice it. And it looks like Gannett is the one who scored. The woman who scored 5 goals in 6 games for Team USA will get one in the section final.
She gets the empty netter to ice this one as deadly accuracy from about 190 feet as she gets the shorty and puts this one away. Centennial heading back to state most likely here with 1:47 to go.
How often do you have that on the bingo card? A short-handed empty net goal.
Yeah, you know, one that shows up in 2 categories, both short-handed and an empty netter.
Centennial's number 13, Ella Peralt, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 14:54. Peralt hooking at 14:54. Number 18, Elena Gannett, unassisted. Time of the goal, 15:03.
So Gannett will likely finish with 2 points. Buchacone with 2 points. Those 2 goals.
Your superstar, you know, hasn't really had the night she might have expected tonight, but, you know, just the 1 point, but coming in and up in a big spot. Need your team to ice the game. Put it on the stick of your superstar, and she'll score from way downtown. Make it 4-1.
Intriguingly, JP, only twice this year did Gannett fail to score for the Cougars. And the Cougars went 1-1 in those games.
Yeah, Maple Grove had been doing a good job of shutting her down. It's been a very good team performance from Centennial. It hasn't been, yes, there's been some of the flashy individual plays from Such, but this has just been an unbelievable team performance from top to bottom for Centennial-Spring Lake Park.
30 seconds away, Centennial-Spring Lake Park. They had the resume. They had that sensational run to end the regular season. Just that one trip up by Hill Murray. Now 15 seconds, the Panthers. I should say the Cougars, but you know what I mean. One step closer to the redemption tour. The Cougars back at full strength, which means they can fully celebrate another section championship. 4-1 the final.
These are the moments as a hockey player just about any sport, these are what you cherish here. It's always the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, but just knowing that you're able to make another state tournament with your sisters is a great feat. So congratulations to Spring Lake Park. Commiserations to Maple Grove. Congrats on a great season.
As the Cougars celebrate, we'll take a break and come back for the award presentation, followed by interviews with the victorious Centennial-Spring Lake Park Cougars, back-to-back section champions, with a date to Grand Casino Arena set for next week.
To Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Medals and trophies are presented to first and second place in Section 5AA. Congratulations to Section 5AA, second place, Maple Grove Crimson. Number 1, Bella Prosser. Number 2, Hadley Baker. Number 6, Ashley Dorn. Number 8, Taylor Sukup. Number 9, Kira Thompson. Number 11, Hadley Kusterman. Number 12, Ava Koshire. Number 16, Maddie Elfstrand. Number 17, Isa Smith. Number 19, Ada Gotel. Number 22, Abby Peterson. Number 23, Harper Weineke. Number 24, Fiona Gallagher. Number 25, Kate Fisher. Number 26, Callie Anderson. Number 27, Kate Black. Number 28, Abby Benson. Number 31, Alexia Hadley. Number 33, Macy Tomlinson. Number 34, Maggie Gifford. Managers Lily Koa and Coca Schwartz. Head coach Jim Cortez. Assistant coach Joe Head. Assistant coach Joe Simon. And assistant coach Andy Headland. Now if the captains could come forward. Section 5AA, second place goes to Maple Grove. Well, we've been introducing them as Centennial-Spring Lake Park. Let's meet them under their new name, champions of Section 5AA, Centennial-Spring Lake Park Cougars. Number 1, Kyle Weiland. Number 2, Isla Speck. Number 4, Madeline Walter. Number 5, Annabelle Buccicconi. Number 7, Katie Ball. Number 8, Avery Wagner. Number 9, Mia Such. Number 11, Samantha Kelsenberg. Number 12, Brooke Hewlin. Number 13, Ella Perrault. Number 14, Josie Kelsenberg. Number 15, Grace Lager. Number 16, Brenna Nowling. Number 17, Catherine Gianna. Number 18, Elena Ganetz. Number 19, Stella Kramer. Number 21, Nora Drops. Number 23, Lillian Renslow. Number 24, Melanie Reff. Number 30, Madison Orlet. Team managers, Macy Peterson and Chloe Rode. Assistant coaches, Ryan Norman, Molly Singwald, and head coach, Sean Mullen. Now, if the captains could please come forward and collect your Section 5 AA Championship Trophy. Congratulations to Centennial-Spring Lake Park, Section 5 AA champions. Centennial-Spring Lake Park will be playing in the first round of the state tournament next Thursday, February 19th at the XL Energy Center. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting Section 5 AA girls hockey.
We'll be back with Mike Peden for interviews and a recap of tonight's game.
You're looking at 3 of the victorious Centennial-Spring Lake Park Cougars, back-to-back section champions, and a state tournament trip secured with a 4-1 victory over Maple Grove tonight. Joining me are Annabelle Bucciacone, Ella Perrault, and Elena Gannett. Annabelle, we'll start with you since you're next to me. Your 3rd multi-goal game of the season. A lot of attention goes to the forwards, but you showcased some of your flair tonight. How important is depth for this Centennial-Spring Lake Park team?
Depth, right?
Depth, yes.
It's very important. We have so many good lines. We have 3 great full lines, and we even have a 4th line that's willing to go out there and push the pace for us. And same with D. We have 5 great D, can go and do that. It's one of the most important things that makes us as good as we are.
You got things started, then got that deflection off that wicked look from Yulin. How do you think that set the tone early for this Cougars team?
I think it got the energy out of the other team real quick. It kind of got them rattled, and that helped us a lot get through it.
Ella, you joined the party as well. What does it mean to win back-to-back section titles?
It's so fun. I mean, there's nothing really like it. Going to state and just being with all best friends and winning, there's really, truly nothing like it. So, yeah.
As we see some of your teammates skating around the ice in celebration, your coach, Sean Moline, said pressure, getting to the net, that was key. How well do you think the Cougars executed in that game plan?
I think we did a great job getting it low, getting shots on net, rattling the goalie, and eventually they just go in.
Elena, a couple of points tonight, 1 on the assist, and then I don't know how often you have a shorthanded empty net goal. Was that your first ever?
Yeah, actually it was my first open net goal too.
First open net, first shorthanded goal, so you check off a lot more first. This has been a season of firsts for you. A gold medal in U18 World Juniors, now a gold medal in sections, a trip to state. I don't know if this season could go any better for you.
I mean, it's unreal. It still hasn't hit me yet, but I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
So how exciting was it, even though you didn't necessarily need the goal to score a shorthanded empty netter? I'm guessing that's going to go on your highlight reel, right?
Oh yeah, and the celly.
And the celly. What does it mean to have another victorious moment in a resume full of them?
I mean, we still got to get to state and win all those games, so we just got to keep moving and going.
On that note, quickly, how does last year's run play into this year? Because I know you want to make up for that quarterfinal loss. You'll get that chance. How much does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Obviously, we could face Hill, and that'll be a good game because we lost to them a few weeks ago, so I think it's a revenge tour.
Well, whoever you get, that revenge tour starts in the quarterfinals, 1 game at a time. Before we go, any of you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Mom.
Well, hello, Mom. Hello, Dad, and everyone who tuned in to watch these 3 and the rest of the Cougars handle this with grace and power and determination. Congrats on the section championship. Good luck at state, and we'll hope for a long run for all 3 of you.